Hello and welcome to the My Oneonta Life Hangout. I'm Bryn Sussman, host for tonight's program. For the next hour, we're going to take you on a journey through some of the highlights and opportunities you will have as a student here at Oneonta and introduce you to some of your future fellow students. I'm joined by 5 current students who are here to talk about their experiences at Oneonta and answer any questions that you might have. Tonight, you have the opportunity to interact with us directly by asking questions about campus life here at SUNY Oneonta. From living on campus, clubs and activities, campus dining, summer orientation, to tips on finding the perfect roommate. Ask anything you want, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can. To ask a question, post it in the Class of 2019 Facebook group or tweet it using the hashtag #MyOneontaLife. So let's get started. I'd like to introduce our panel for tonight. Elizabeth Diaz is a senior from the Bronx, New York, and is a criminal justice major. She's a resident advisor in a freshman residence hall and the student tour team supervisor for the Office of Admissions. Richard Sabata is a senior communication study major from Bronx, New York. He is a member of the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity, a DJ for WONY, the student radio station, and a director of external affairs for a student association. Todd Ferguson is a senior mass communications major from Stephentown, New York. He has been an RA for 3.5 years, technical manager for the Oneonta Film Club, and an active member of various intramural sport teams at Oneonta. Stephen Lamb is a senior from Fishkill, New York, and is a human bio major and minoring in music performance and jazz studies. He is in the Taekwondo Club, jazz ensemble, a campus tour guide, and participates in intramural soccer. Lauren Kelly is a freshman from Cicero, New York, and is a secondary social studies education major. She is an active member of the Oneonta Connect team, RSO, Outdoor Adventure Club, and has recently been hired as an orientation leader. And I'm Bryn Sussman, a senior mass communication major, journalism minor from Monterey, New York. I'm a 4-year student athlete and captain of the Oneonta women's tennis team, a SAC representative, and an active member of Wire TV. Now, in the last show, Liz and I gave our reasons for choosing SUNY Oneonta, and I want to give the rest of the panel a chance to chime in. So that leads to my first question for the panel. Guys, why did you choose Oneonta? Anyone? Why did you choose? Todd?
I chose Oneonta because I originally wanted to play soccer here. This is when the Soccer Hall of Fame was here. And then once I got here, I just really wasn't feeling into it. But then, you know, I saw the campus and it was just beautiful. It's always been beautiful ever since I came here. And I just really said to myself, yeah, I'll just go here, try it out, see what I can do. And I ended up staying 4 years.
Okay, and what about you?
Well, I liked Oneonta because they had all the majors I was looking at because I was undecided at the time. And I came to visit in July and it was a beautiful day and I just fell in love. And I came back actually every month after that. And happy ever since. I really can't explain how much I love it here.
I understand.
So.
What about you, Stephen?
I was kind of looking into some biology programs, so I was looking into Oneonta's biology department, and they had a really strong program, and there was a lot of students involved with it. So initially, I had some interest into that, and then I went on to the tours, and then I got a good feel from it as well. I liked the feel of the community. I liked how everything was well spaced. I just kind of liked the feel of the campus, and that's why it ended up leading me to here.
I understand what you mean. And what about you?
So full disclosure, I was overachieving high school student.
Full disclosure.
I applied to over 22 different colleges.
Oh my God.
And so
Of course you did.
Yeah, that was a lot of different campus tours and a lot of fees for applications. But what really made me choose Oneonta is just a gut feeling. I came here on a tour and it was like middle of January. We were on winter break at the time. And I saw the campus and it just felt like home. And it's really weird because I'm from the Bronx and you would think that coming to Central New York you wouldn't find your home,
Right.
but it felt like that right place. And so it's really just a gut feeling.
You know, it's funny you say that because, I mean, Liz and I were here at the last panel and we had another panelist who's here who applied to like 16 schools or something like that. She was like not into coming to upstate and like everyone said, she just came here and she just felt.
Like the feeling was just home.
Yeah,
So, yes.
and for those who are tuning in who weren't at the last panel, do you want to explain first why you came? Okay, so I came on a bunch of tours. I play on the tennis team, like I said, and I, came here and I remember being on my tour, and then when I was leaving, And not that I didn't want to like it, but I didn't want to like it. And I was like, I was like, Dad, like, I think I have to come back. Like, I think I have to go on another tour. It's just like you get that feeling. It's like real. Like everyone says like you're gonna get this feeling, but then you actually get the feeling. But Liz, what about you?
Oh, same. Like I told you last time, being a transfer student, it was really important for me to find somewhere where I thought that I would have a lot of like opportunity, to do a lot of different things, as far as like leadership is concerned, but then where academics were up to like my standards of what I was looking for. And I put in my deposit, like I told you, without even seeing the campus or anything. It's just something about talking to the people in admissions and how accessible they were to me, answering all my questions. I just found that very, very comforting. So I just said, why not? And I put in the deposit, and then I came for academic exploration day, and I was like, I am home. This is great.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So I remember one of our questions in the last session, which was awesome. What was your first feeling when you got to campus? And I really thought about that for like a long time after we left. I was like, what were my first feelings like when I got dropped off here? Like, I'm not really sure. But really thinking about it, I mean, I came early for preseason for tennis. First off, I felt like I was going to tennis camp, but like once that faded, I was like, oh my God, like I'm in college, like this is crazy, like I'm in college right now. But like you just get this feeling of like home and like you belong. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys had like a similar feeling when you came your first week.
Yeah,
anyone?
It didn't seem really difficult to transition from home to
Right.
to the college life, because everyone was very nice and polite. Everyone's like greeting each other. Everyone's making friends right in the first week. It just kind of felt like home.
Yeah, I completely know what you mean. Like the first week of school, I was like, I'm not gonna make any friends. Like this is gonna be awful. And then like everyone has their door open, and you're like, you have like 100 friends within the first week. I was like, this is awesome. Like my Facebook is blowing up. I'm getting all these friend requests. Like I have so many friends. Like this is great.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was that one weird kid who the very first day of move-in, I went to every single door of Wilbur
Introduce
Hall
yourself?
and introduced myself. I was like, hey, I'm Rich. I live in 318, and come say hi. And it was awesome. It was a cool time, and I made a lot of friends that way. A lot of people that I still talk to this day.
Yeah. What about you guys? Did you have any first week experiences that were memorable?
Well, when I was here, I came here before, so I kind of already knew the campus a little bit. But I was one of those introvert type kids, so I would stay in my room. But people came to me, so it was like I couldn't hide. Like there was.
But you tried.
I tried, but but it helped a lot because after high school and coming into college, it was like kind of scary. But having them do that for me really helped me out.
And now, what about you? Because you're a freshman, so you've had the most recent. We've all been here for like 3 years, like trying to like remember back to our first week.
My first week was crazy. I had been ready to come here for months because I was just sick of high school and I wanted to be home. And my parents dropped me off, helped me move in. I was like, bye. And I went off. I had a group of friends already that I met for my hall, and it's been like that ever since, just all the time, surrounded by friends. And my mom actually kind of picks on me when I'm home because I just get so bored because on campus there's always something to do, and I'm always with friends, and I don't know, I love it.
I think that's also the advantage. Like, you live in a first-year experience residence hall, and so, you've got 250 people that just like you, want to make friends, and everybody's kind of in the same boat, and that's kind of what we talked about a little bit last show, that everybody's kind of the same, so, you have automatic friends because everybody wants to make friends when you first come here.
Yeah,
so it's a great advantage.
I completely agree. So now transitioning into just like campus life, what was everyone's personal experience with living on campus? I personally, freshman year, lived in Holbert, which was the athletic dorm at the time, and it's still athletic international, but now I think Wilbur, right, is the FYE building that is also athletic. Yeah. My freshman year, like I loved it. Holbert had the dining, it still has the dining hall, but Holbert had a dining hall, so like wake up on Saturday, keep my pajamas on, walk downstairs, get breakfast, like that's taken for granted when you have to like bundle up to go outside to get breakfast. But what about you guys? What kind of?
I also lived in Holbert. I lived in the Science Quiet section in Holbert Hall. That only lasted about a week. I needed to be transferred into a regular, where I could make noise, but it was so, a little bit loud. It was so great. Like you said, just rolling out of bed in your pajamas and going right downstairs to eat.
Underrated.
It's so underrated.
It was awesome.
The winter time, it's like you have to, the snow and everything, and it's cold outside. It's like, no, you live in Holbert is the best.
Yeah.
But living on campus, it was great. From day one, even though I had to like switch floors within the the first 2 week period, it was great. Everybody was very opening. Everybody had their doors open. I think we've all experienced that. You know, everybody is very welcoming. So I personally had a great experience. I still hang out with the same group of friends from that quiet floor, even though I left. Like, we're still friends to this day. That goes to show you that, you know, when you make friends here, like, they're really actually your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And now, Todd, you've had a unique experience because you were an RA for 3.5 years.
Yes. I got my RA job when I was a freshman. I liked living in the freshman hall, but, you know, I guess the one way to explain it would be just my RA that I had when I was in Golding. His name was Jake. He was the most awesome RA ever, and he made me want to be an RA.
Okay.
You know, because also being one of those introverts and having people come around and try to come find me,
Right.
you know, I figured, hey, I might as well, you know, start trying to reverse that, but I need the comfortable environment to do that, and being an RA really turned that around. So now I'm everywhere. So.
And you've been on, I mean, a lot of the RAs here have been on campus for 4 years, but you've really enjoyed your time living on campus. I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah, it's something that I don't think I would have had the same experience if I had gone off campus, or even, you know, just thought about moving somewhere else. It just wouldn't have worked out. I know a lot of kids who commute like from their homes or from off campus, but being on campus is something it's an experience you can't replace.
And what about you, Lauren? Because you're in a FYU building, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I live in the Tell right now, and you said living in Hulbert with the dining hall is underrated. Well, we have the kitchens, so we'll all go to Walmart, and the second it got cold, and I did not want to go outside, so we would just kind of pile all our food together and go make food. So I haven't been to the dining hall since winter, but no, I'm kidding. But breakfast especially, I'll go and make sandwiches or something like that in the kitchen, and that's really nice. And that's also, I like it because in the halls, everyone's kind of in the kitchen or in the lounge all the time. So you get to chat with people during that time, and it's just great, the community. And I'm gonna be really sad to move out of the freshman dorm, and
they're beautiful, might I add, like hotel style living in there. Like, it's so nice.
Yeah, those buildings are.
And Lauren and I are lucky. We're in Littell. Littell was the last one to be renovated, so we're practically in a brand new building.
You just come to Higgins. Just come to Higgins. It's straight up hotel.
About it.
Stop pushing Higgins, Todd. God, come to Littell.
So what about you guys? Where'd you live?
Let's see. As a freshman, I lived in Ford Hall, so that was a little bit more on the further side from the campus, but going into classes around 8 o'clock in the morning, it didn't really seem far. Like from a map, it looks like it could take like a journey to get to class, but it only took me about 10 minutes to walk. But so distance-wise was pretty decent, and fitting in with everyone, like I said before, yeah, it was really easy to meet new people, make some new friends. I definitely got connected well with my neighbors, and we've been talking here and there, even today. So
That's great.
So yeah, it's really nice.
What about you, Rich?
So I'm going to say, first of all of you are wrong, and Wilbur Hall is the best place to live ever. So I remember the kitchens were really cool, having them, and every Sunday night we would have like family floor dinners, and that was really cool. And also on Thursdays, our lounges were right off of the kitchens, and so we would go in there every Thursday and watch Jersey Shore together. So I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, because Jersey Shore was still cool back then. But it was just a really cool bonding experience that we did. And I don't live on campus anymore. I live downtown in an apartment. But yeah, I really miss being able to live on campus. It's definitely a lot more convenient. I can't necessarily wake up 5 minutes before class and just run anymore.
Yeah, I understand. So after talking about everyone's RA experience, we're going to take a little not RA experience, oh my gosh, on campus experience. But coming up, we talk about living on campus. But first, we're going to get a tour of a freshman year building from our own panelist, Lauren Kelly.
And I'm going to be showing you around today. A great place to work on group projects and hold meetings is in the seminar room that's found on the first floor in all of the freshman residence halls. I love getting mail, and here at SUNY Oneonta, it's really easy to check your mail because you have mail rooms in all of the residence halls. keep students safe on campus, SUNY Oneonta has keys that you swipe to get into the residence halls. A great thing about these cards is that I always feel safe in my residence hall. Laundry is really easy to get done in between classes because we have this amazing app called Laundry View. And if you log in through SUNY Oneonta, you can see all the different machines and if they're taken, if they're still running, and how much longer is left on the machine if it is taken. The college really appreciates how much time and effort we put into our academics. To help us do well, they provide study rooms on all the different floors in the first year experience residence halls. As a freshman, a great way to meet new people is by watching TV shows in the TV lounges that are found on multiple floors in the residence halls. In all the freshman halls, there are kitchens on every floor, and this way students can make food if they're missing homemade meals or just want to make cookies that aren't served in the dining halls. SUNY Oneonta is actively working to diversify their campus, and while they complete their 20-year construction project, they're adding more and more gender-neutral bathrooms to help accommodate all different types of people. To stay healthy, all the freshmen have access to workout rooms in all the first-year experience residence halls, which I often use. I love it. About printing your work on campus is all of the printers are connected wirelessly, so as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can print your work from anywhere. We have recreation rooms, including pool tables, and you can find the supplies at the RA's desk. It's really cool. Thank you for joining me on this tour of the first year experience residence hall, and I really hope to see you next year.
Welcome back, everyone. So during our commercial break, we got some questions in from Twitter. So from, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your last name correctly, from Lisa Hornick. She asked, do you feel comfortable walking around campus at night? I couldn't feel more comfortable walking around campus at night. Like numerous times when I did live on campus and I would get off the bus like late at night by myself, like it didn't even cross my mind. Like it was just completely fine. Do you guys agree?
100%.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Absolutely.
And especially because there's blue lights all over campus. Blue lights are, how would you describe blue lights?
Well, we have a blue light system, is what we call it here on campus. And there are these blue lights that are located all over campus. And should you be in any kind of emergency situation or you feel threatened or unsafe for whatever reason, you approach any one of the blue lights and you press the button and it connects you automatically to University Police Department, who are state police officers that have jurisdiction here on campus, and they're here 24/7, 365. And they have a 60 to 90-second response rate from any blue light on campus, which is great because in an emergency you want somebody to come fast, right? So yeah, you just press the button and someone will come. And we even have an escort service actually that goes from dusk until dawn. So if you do feel unsafe, leaving the library since it closes at 1 a.m., you can just press it. Somebody will come and walk you to where you need to go. If you're hanging out on one side of campus, you need to get to the other one. It's so convenient.
Right. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can see a blue light from any point, any part of the campus? Right?
No, that's not 100% accurate, but they are within, there's a couple blind spots.
Okay.
But generally, yes, you can see a few.
And even on one of the paths to get
Yeah.
from there's one too,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
So, yes, I think everyone here feels very safe walking on
Absolutely.
campus. We actually have another question from Nicole Pippo, also from Twitter. What is there to do off campus? Is there a mall? There's a lot to do off campus. And there's a mall that we refer to as the Small for its smaller size.
Southside Mall.
Southside Mall. There's still things. There's like TJ Maxx,
JCPenney.
There's a movie theater there. There's other like Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah.
From Syracuse, it's hard without Destiny USA, which is I think the second largest mall in the U.S. But I like the Southside Mall, and also Main Street's really cute.
Yeah, Main Street's great.
If I have time between classes, I'll go and get pizza or something from Sal's or Tino's, and just it's alive, and we don't have anything like that where I'm from.
And I challenge you to not be able to find a restaurant that you like in Oneonta. There's so many of them, it's impossible.
Right.
So many.
Yeah.
Or you mean that you don't like?
That either one, like I
Right.
don't know.
Wait, what?
There's just so many. Whatever
Right.
whatever your taste is, you'll find it.
There's tons.
Yeah.
And there's a great ordering in system if you ever get sick of the dining hall food, might I add. And you can use Dragon Dollars.
Dragon Dollars. Yeah.
Dragon Dollars are, you're probably better at describing Dragon Dollars.
I think how we describe Dragon Dollars is, if your parents kind of really like you, they'll add some money into your Dragon Dollars account, and you can purchase a lot of stuff, like Oneonta swag from the Red Dragon Outfitter store. You can purchase your books with your Dragon Dollars, or you can, Domino's takes Dragon Dollars, and there are other restaurants in town that will take that. And so your student ID card almost works as a debit card, but it doesn't give you any money back. But it works for you to like get food and other stuff, which is great and so accessible.
Oh, yeah.
You don't lose your, your money or like your wallet. You just have your student ID card.
Because sometimes you just need to eat off. You just have to do
sometimes
it.
you need
just
to. You have
do
to.
it.
And if you ever run out, your parents can literally go onto the website
Right.
and refill your
yeah.
card
It's
if
amazing.
you ask them nicely.
Exactly.
Do some chores maybe.
So to change gears a little bit, I wanted to talk about roommates. Everyone's like first roommate, how they picked their roommate, their experience. Personally, I went in, I wanted to do completely random, which essentially I did. I met my roommate. I met this girl who I didn't know at orientation. We like hit it off great. And we were both like, yeah, we're gonna do random. And then like 20 minutes later, we're like, we don't know each other. You're normal. Like I'm normal. Like, do you wanna room together? And it worked out great. Couldn't have had a better freshman year. We were still friends. We lived together for a really long time after that. Did you guys have similar experiences? Different? How'd you pick your roommates? What about you, Liz?
I came in as a transfer, and I decided to go, just kind of like, whatever, I'll get whoever, and hope for the best. So I was assigned a roommate, and to this day, I was actually hanging out with her this weekend. We were just getting some food and stuff, and she was great. And even though I lived with her for a week, because we were on the quiet section of Halbert, I ended up then having a new roommate who was an international student from South Korea, and she was just amazing, and we hit it off so well. And then I invited her to hang out with my other friends from the quiet floor, and then we just ended up being this huge circle of friends. So that couldn't have worked out better. We were great roommates. She studied in the library, I studied in my room, so we were great together.
Yeah.
And that was just such a positive experience that I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Right. And now, Todd, you obviously only had a roommate for a semester.
Yeah, I had. I was in a triple, and it was one of those experiences where it's like, I wouldn't want to do it again, but it's still at the same time, it was something that I got to know them a lot more than probably my neighbors did,
Right.
because we were so close. But literally, but I'm still friends with them to this day, and then once I became an RA, I'm in Higgins' apartment style, so I still have apartment mates. So, in the main, we all live in this little apartment, and there's 5 of us, and I always go random too, and I've never had an issue.
Right. I think it's almost a cooler, granted, I didn't go with someone I know, so I don't know that experience, but getting to meet someone who you don't know anything about and like live with them, it's very personal, and you get to know a lot about someone.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What was your roommate experience like? Roommate, rather.
Mine was pretty cool. I met my roommate at orientation, and we lived together for a year. We got really, really close. And then we sort of grew apart a little bit. We started doing our own thing. We started getting to know other groups of people, and so we still talk to this day. We're coworkers now. But yeah, it was cool for the year and a half. I eventually became an RA, so I didn't live with him after that. But we still keep in touch every once in a while. We still hang out. So
And I find that that's so common too.
Yeah.
Like people just grow apart, but when you're together, I've never met people in a roommate situation that don't try to make it work.
Right.
Personally, What about you?
Me, I actually had 2 roommates because I actually was in a forced triple at that time. So So if you don't know what the force triple rooming system is like, that's basically when I put my housing deposit in, it kind of was more on one of the later times, so I ended up being placed with 2 other roommates in a double style bedroom. So I ended up having 3 roommates in a single room. So that kind of got interesting. So one of the roommates actually was was a bio major as well. So. And he was from the Bronx. So we had some similarities and common interests together. So that was one thing to kind of that we can kind of relate to. My other roommate, he was a philosophy major, and at first I didn't quite know how to connect with him, and then after a while, I started noticing him playing some video games, some computer games, and I kind of started gaining some interest there. We had a common interest, then we became friends after that, and then by the end of that first semester, that philosophy major actually, he actually got a room at another down the hall.
Oh, so it turned into a double.
So then it turned back to a double, and then during that second semester, things were going all right for the initially for the semester, and then we just kind of drifted. Me and the other bio major, my roommate, then kind of started drifting apart a little bit then, but currently we kind of, when we meet up with each other, we still say hi, get some small talk going in. But
so an overall enjoyable experience.
Yes, definitely.
And what about you, Lauren? You still are the only one that has a roommate, if I'm speaking correctly.
So, I started off with this one friend we met on Facebook, which many of you are probably doing right now, and everything was great, and we moved in, and we kind of, over the first few weeks, we realized we were good friends, but we weren't good roommates. And I had made some friends down the hall, so I voluntarily chose, Littell has a couple designed triples, which is different than your situation. And so I currently live in a triple, and I love it. I'm rooming with them next semester, and it's great. They're my best friends. I'm always with them, and even though we are very different, I'm an ed major, one of them's a music industry major, and the other one's a business econ major. And we still have enough in common, but enough not in common that we get along and we have our other friends, but at the same time, at the end of the day, we're always there for each other. It's like having sisters.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
nice.
So now after roommates, I kind of wanted to go into campus dining. So when I came in, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna hate campus food. You get so many people say be careful about the campus food, but I really liked it. I mean, granted, of course, after 2 years, you want a little bit. I'm a chef myself, but I had to say my kitchen is in one of the dining halls. You can go and you make your own food, and that was everything. That was great. I discovered that a little too late in my on-campus living career, but the food I think was really good. Especially living in Holbert, I kind of stayed there a little too frequently, but I really enjoyed it. What about you guys?
Same. I think, like you said, Mel's is known for my kitchen. Every dining hall really is known for something. So Holbert, you've got the Oh Healthy station, so they're all about the health, and you've got to really savory stuff. But I think that we have enough variation, enough options in all the dining halls. So not always go for the same options all the time. So you do have different stuff that you can get. And then we're lucky enough that in my kitchen we have chefs Mondays and Wednesdays that they come in, they do food presentation stuff that's not being served in any one of the dining
and
any
it's
one of the other
so
ones.
good.
So
not
delicious.
I would pay for that. I would pay for it. I would go out and buy it. So good. So good. They come up with these little desserts that are decorated to the nines. It's
Yes.
yes. And it's unlimited, might I add.
Yes, the 3-course meals that they have, starting with I can't. Okay.
It's great.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just had waffles this morning at my kitchen. That's why I'm still.
Yeah. What about you guys? Favorite dining
You
hall?
pointed out my issue. I'm a creature of habit, so I always go back and get the same thing.
Which happens.
Yeah, and after a while, I was one of those people who was like, oh man, I just can't take it. But then, people start recommending, hey, you need to change up what you eat, So I started going to different dining halls and trying different things, and I was like, these people are right, And then once I got into my kitchen, it was over. It was game over.
I completely agree with that. If you are willing to try different things, you'll be so much happier. Of course, if you go to the same station every day, same meal, you're gonna be okay, this is so boring. But it's you're kind of doing that to yourself,
The thing I always tell people is that it's never gonna be mom's home cooked meals.
Right.
It never will be that, and you'll always have a soft place in your heart for that. But you really learn to love some of the stuff. Some of the stuff I actually like is some of our retail dining places. So like Jasmine's Cafe in the library, Seasons in Fitzell Hall,
So
which is an
good.
organic cafe.
At your body bar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
good.
And so like now that I commute to campus, I don't necessarily go to the dining halls as much, but I go to a lot of those like retail places. Starbucks is also awesome. But yeah, I spend a lot of my money there actually. So yeah.
Yeah, and you actually get money, declining dollars, correct? That come with your dining plan, so you can use that money at the on-campus dining places to eat.
And it's a part of
which is-
your unlimited dining plan
right.
too.
And like having that Starbucks when you're studying till like 2 in the morning during finals and
Yeah,
waking up at 6,
definitely.
like you're gonna need it.
Absolutely.
You're gonna need it. What about you?
Yeah, I certainly like the vast variety of options that you have to go on, and definitely going to all to the different dining halls and changing up your meals during the weeks is definitely really useful. I really like what they have available for students to have. The only thing is that I've never really gotten to like the smaller places, so I haven't really ventured out into Jasmine's or the Seasons. So
Ooh.
I really got it. I really have to.
gotta.
I really have to. I've been telling myself I have to go there. I have to go there. I have to go there. It just never happens. So I'll make it my goal before I graduate this semester to do that.
But now to transition a little bit, what are your guys' clubs that you join, your favorite clubs? Like what are your favorite activities to do on campus? What about you, Liz?
Oof, there's so much to do all the time, constantly.
There really is. It's almost there's not enough
Yes.
time in the day to do all the things
That's
you
what
want to
I
do.
say all the time. Like, can I please have 12 more hours during the day?
Right?
Please, please,
Yeah.
just 12 more. So I've done a lot of stuff, you know, from going to like casino night, even though I don't play because I'm not good at all, but I watch people play, and it's really exciting to watch them, you know, when they win stuff. It's really great because they have those great prizes. I've gone to see what's that comic that comes in like every month or something? So we have like a comedy
Right.
show. And then as far as like clubs, like I was part of, not in any official capacity, but I was part of the Criminal Justice Club here on campus, which was great because we actually went and we did a like a demonstration with the Delhi Police Department. So it was a simulation where we were like robbers and they were like, you know, coming in to get us, and it was so much fun. And they were trying to shoot us with pellet guns, but you know, whatever, we forgive you. So I did that. I became a tour guide my second semester that I was here, and I found that to be such a great experience because I felt so much more at ease on campus, you know, because I belong, because I know about it, and I learned things that I didn't even know, or I wouldn't have found out any other way. And then I also became an RA that same semester, and that was, I think, such a godsend. I love being an RA. I'm an RA in a freshman residence hall with Kelly. Lauren Kelly is one of my awesome residents. And that's been the greatest experience so far. If I have to highlight anything about my stay here, is becoming an RA in a freshman residence hall.
Yeah. I have to say, you know, we were talking about our first week and all of the highlights, going to the Club Expo and seeing like everything.
Yes.
And now the Club Expo is just a expo that has every single club here on campus and explains it and has little like pamphlets, like little stands.
A lot of free stuff.
A lot of free stuff, and you go and you're
A lot of
just
free
like,
stuff.
wow, like there are so many things. Yeah, as you can see in this video, there's just so many different things that you can do. And first off, it's a way to meet people that have the similar interests as you, and just see like different things that you would be able to do on campus. Like you go and you're just like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many different things and so many different outlets for everyone.
Yeah, it's really funny because like I'm involved in so much that I always kind of have to like pick and choose which like clubs I'm going to be representing at Club Expo every semester. So yeah, it's always a really fun time to go to Club Expo and see everything that everyone's involved with. And sometimes like you'd be surprised what some of your friends are involved with. Like I know I've definitely like walked around some of the Club Expos and I'm like, oh my God, you're like in Wire TV or you're a part of Hooked on Tonics.
Right.
So. Yeah.
What are some of, you just mentioned you're in tons of clubs, give us some of
Sure.
your favorites.
So the major things I do, I'm in Student Association, which is our student government here on campus. I'm a brother of the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. I'm in Woney, which is our radio station on campus. I have my own show on there. I've done College Democrats before. I've been a part of a lot of different things in my time here.
What would you say one of your highlights from your club experiences have been?
Probably when I was elected as vice president of my fraternity. It was probably one of the coolest moments for me because I was given the opportunity to like really flourish as a leader. there's always just been that kind of opportunity and lots of opportunities to grow and be a part of different executive boards for different clubs and stuff. So I've definitely learned a lot, and I think that's probably the biggest highlight, is that everything that I've been a part of, I've had an opportunity to learn something new and work with different kind of people from all over the place, and different kind of attitudes too. So. Yeah.
And now you just said you're vice president of your fraternity, correct?
I was.
Oh,
but
was.
yeah.
And you are vice president of a club currently.
I am the technical engineer for Film Club. And join Film Club. Join Film Club.
Give us some of your daily duties, activities you have for that.
So we have weekly meetings where we have general body meetings where students, will come in and we'll talk about our different projects. We have 2 projects every semester where we do a mock write-up of a screenplay. So we'll take a pre-existing one. This semester we did Zombieland, which was really fun. And that gets us ready and let us get into gear for our original productions, where we have students create their own screenplays, submit them, and then we produce that. So not only do students get a chance to actually create their own work, and write it out, but they get to see it as well. And then we have workshops that we do with students where they can learn about these different techniques in terms of camera usage, lighting, writing, directing, producing, all of that, and they really get to hone their skills. And if you're really interested in it, then we're the place to go. But yeah, and then at the end of the semester we have our film festival where we showcase videos and films from all over campus.
Okay, very nice. And what about you, Lauren?
Well,
give us
so
some of your highlights, because I know you're in tons of clubs as well.
I am. That was my problem. I signed up for way too many, and then every once in a while I'll be able to drop into 1 or 2. But the one that I'm most active in is probably RSO, and it's a student body. It stands for Resident Student Organization.
Okay.
And you go to your resident hall government meetings, and you're an e-board position on that. And then you also go to the RSO general body meetings, and then you also have a committee meeting. And RSO basically is there to improve the life for the residents on campus. And it's really cool because I get to meet people from the other halls, and I get to know about stuff that's going on campus before other people know. And we also have a say. They've actually come to us about the blue lights. Have you noticed that there's a lack in a certain area? And also we got to speak with Sodexo, and they told us about why the dining halls are the way they are, and do we have any complaints, stuff like that. And so I feel like I really have a voice on campus, and it's really nice. So if you get a chance, definitely check it out and run for RSO. So yeah.
Very nice. Everyone seems to have very good club experiences. So coming up after this short break, orientation and move-in day. Plus we have a special musical performance towards the end of our show. So stick around and we'll be back after this short break.
I'm Sean Perhalis, and I'm from Hop Hog, Long Island. If I had to eat something at 1 o'clock in the morning when I have a paper due at 3, it's definitely gonna be Cheez-Its. They're so easy, I love cheese, and they're square.
My essential item, my cell phone.
Cell phone, why is that?
So I can Google Map how to get around.
I've been ready for this for a long time, actually. I was a little too excited, so I wanted to be here right away. We actually got here before we were supposed to. I love how enthusiastic everyone is here, and that's just one of the reasons why I fell in love with the school.
Are you getting excited for orientation? Many students make some of their closest friends during orientation and find that their experiences gives them a good foundation to build upon as they start their freshman year. So that being said, how was everyone's orientation experience?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, one of my best friends that I made here while I was here, he was my orientation leader.
Okay.
And we had so much in common, and we ended up hanging out with each other, and then when I became an RA, he was in the same building as me. So it was just one of those things where he made me feel really at home, and the fact that he became my friend was just, icing on top of the cake.
I completely agree that the orientation leaders make it very comfortable for you to, because I know some people were there they already knew people, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know anyone, this is crazy. But then they make it so at home for you to feel comfortable and just talk to everyone. Like I said before, I met my roommate. I met tons of people that lived in, the people I met at my orientation were my friends, through all of freshman year. What about you guys? Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, orientation was fun. There was, of course, a lot of presentations and stuff that we had to go to all day. But you just get to meet a lot of really cool people. I actually was an orientation leader, so that was also really cool to be a part of and see so many excited and sometimes scared faces to be a part of this new experience. And it's just awesome to be a part of that whole thing, because everyone is sort of in a similar situation where you're trying to meet new people, you're trying to get to know as many people as possible, you're trying to learn everything about Oneonta. So it's just fun.
I actually think it's funny because I remember you're sitting, I want to say at Hunt, and everyone's with their parents, and they're like, okay, parents, you can leave now. And you just see everyone get up, and then there's a seat, no seat, everyone just, and everyone's by themselves. You're like, okay, I'm forced to talk to all these people I don't know now. And it's just all right, game on, this is it.
Yes. I had a bit of a different experience because I was a transfer student. I transferred in the fall semester, so I came to June orientation. And unlike the freshmen, we don't get to come in and, spend 2 days here and kind of live in the residence halls before we actually have to move in. But we did receive a nice breakdown and a shrunken down version of what, the incoming freshmen get. And so we still were told about all of the on-campus opportunities, and we were told everything about campus that they could possibly fit into that small amount of time, because we were only here for 6 hours for orientation. But I still felt very much at home. I felt, that people still did care about me, even though I was a transfer student, which was a big concern, and really to anybody, even if you're transferring in as a junior like me, or as a sophomore, which could be even more scary because you've only been to college for 1 year. But I still felt very much at home, and I still was given a lot of information. And even the orientation leaders were still around for us transfer students. Yes, Rich, I know, I remember you still. So it was great because they're such a presence. And, at first I thought that they were just hired people, but they're actually students that still go here. So I was like, I remember you, I remember Rich. So it was a really great opportunity, going through orientation.
Yeah. So we actually got a question from, once again, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your last name, from Twitter, Amanda Serpolis, and she says, what is the one must-have item you recommend bringing with you? Well, easy to, we are, I'm assuming you're from the United States, just because I'm assuming you're from the United States. So it's not, if you don't have something, it's okay, you will be able to go buy it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're living overseas and there's certain things. So my one must-have was probably my laptop and my phone charger. Do you know what I mean? There's anything you need, you can go and get. You're not gonna be, I don't think there was anything that if I didn't have, I would have felt. Maybe a fan. A fan.
Maybe the first couple of weeks during August, they tend to be a little bit hot, and the residence halls don't have air conditioning, so maybe yes, a fan is a must. But if anything, we do have the Walmart that's right here, and so parents usually wait till move-in day, and after they're moved in, their stuff, then they go shopping for essential stuff that maybe you didn't think about, or you forgot a shower caddy, or you forgot your shower shoes or something like that. And it's
shower sandals.
Shower sandals. That's what I wanted to say before. Shower shoes. Bring your shower shoes.
But I want to say that I got a list from the school of must-haves, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. So there's certain things like that. But I mean, maybe for guys it's so different.
Definitely bring anything that is really near and dear to your heart. Anything that's personal, any sort of pictures and stuff that'll if you're gonna miss home, these pictures will help you get through that. If you're a teddy bear person, bring your teddy bear. and just that kind of stuff. You know, posters I think was really cool, just because, you know, you sometimes walk into a dorm room and you're just like, well, this is just like a blank canvas, and so like put up your posters, put up that one thing that's really gonna, you know, show your personality, and that to me was also.
I think
just the one
pictures
thing.
is a big one
Yeah.
too. Pictures of like your closest friends, your family, like your dog, have on the wall. I think that's nice.
First,
right?
make it homey.
Make it yours.
That's what it is.
Make
Yeah,
it
make
yours.
it your space.
Make it yours. So we have another question from Eric Ortiz. Was it hard to find your way around campus your first year? I would say like the first week, but then you're like, oh, all right, this looks familiar. I know where I'm going. Did you guys have I mean, Lauren, you're the newest.
I actually didn't, because I had come here so much that I knew the campus. So at orientation, a couple people got lost. I was like, I know where that is. Here, follow me. And the first week, my roommates they didn't know where they were, and
before you were orientation.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So because I was in love with the school to the point where I had memorized a map.
Wow.
So
Wow.
just look at
That
the
is,
maps.
that's
They have
smart.
the maps. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I didn't have a hard time.
And like,
Yeah, also a good trick was me and my roommate Sarah, my first roommate Sarah. We actually went the day before classes started,
Yes.
and we found where our buildings were.
Yeah.
And that way the next day we were just like prepped
Yeah.
and ready to go. So a small little run through
Yeah.
was like a cool, you know, kind of get where you're going.
And I remember in high school, I like was almost like self-conscious, like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at my schedule, I'm not gonna know where my class is. But I still do that now.
Everybody
Like
does
I'm
it.
about to graduate, like, oh, where am I going next time? So
Sometimes I still forget. It
yeah,
happens.
no, exactly.
It happens.
So I mean, I don't think it's not that hard, but you'll find your
We're
way.
not a huge campus.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
We're not small either.
Right.
But I think we're that sweet size where like it's easy to learn where everything is within the first week and
Right.
a half.
And not to mention, like all of our academic buildings are like in the middle of campus,
Yeah.
and the residence halls are on the outskirts.
Right.
So it's just like you're never gonna go so far. Like
Yeah.
it's never gonna take you more than like 8
You're not
minutes.
going off into nowhere.
Exactly.
It's all
you know,
just all in one
through a
place.
little path or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like if you're at the top of campus and you're a freshman, go downhill. You're going to find your
Yeah.
residence
Yeah, I
house
agree.
because it's
I
at
agree.
the bottom of the campus.
So
Never
what
get
are
lost.
just some lasting tips we can give to like incoming freshmen in regards to orientation? My tip would probably be just have an open mind. Like everyone's going through the same thing you are. You'll meet friends. It's gonna be okay. Like your anxiety, if it's up here, just take it down. It's gonna be okay.
Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to talk to the people that you think you might not, know because they have a nerdy shirt on. Like the nerds are the best friends. I love them. I love nerdy. People who are like into nerdy stuff. It's great. I find it so interesting. So challenge yourself and get out there and do things that you think you don't like, but you haven't actually tried. So
Yeah.
actually try them, before turning them down.
What about you, Steven? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with Liz saying just keep all of your options open. Just be mindful. Just like look out for everyone that's like doesn't feel like they're quite fitting in. Just it doesn't even have to be like something like complicated to try to make friends. All it takes is just a simple hi.
Right.
Just meet and greet. Just hi, my name is such and such, and I'm from this area. I'm interested in studying this or whatever not.
And I would say also sign up for an early orientation because then you get earlier picks of classes, right?
Yes.
And I just remember some people had to go to orientation like during move-in day, and I could just imagine that being so hectic.
So
Granted, I didn't
stressful.
have that, but I would just say pick an earlier orientation day.
I would say 3 things. With the classes and everything, it's okay if you don't know what you're gonna do.
Right.
Like you'll figure it out, as you go. Everyone always does. Even if you don't, that's fine because there's a lot of kids who don't too.
Right.
It's just come here and find your bearings and do what makes you feel at home and comfortable. Second thing, if you're a techie person like me, you need to bring lots of, those.
Surge protectors?
Yes, you need lots of those because if you have a plug for everything in your room, you're gonna need a plug for everything in your room.
Absolutely.
And like you said, be friends with the nerdy kids because when it comes time to activate your computer, you're gonna need us.
Right.
To get that Wi-Fi going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those
So
are my
just-
3 things.
Yeah. And what about you, Lauren?
I'd
You've done orientation most recently
Yeah.
out of all of us.
Yeah. I definitely put yourself out there. If you don't know what to say, ask what major you are because that is an immediate conversation starter. Don't shy away from the icebreakers that your orientation leaders make you do because
I
they're
agree.
literally so much fun if you
They
let
are
them
fun.
be.
They are really fun.
I work hard on those.
I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more of them because I'm ready. And third, just have fun, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I loved orientation.
And ask a lot of questions too. Like I had questions about like, I think I got put in some random class and I was like, what is this like? I clearly had no idea, and I like almost hesitated to ask, and I was like, if I didn't ask, I would have been stuck in this class that I was miserable in, like, you know what I mean? So I would just say ask a lot of questions, like be open-minded. You'll find, like, I found someone who had the same like area code as me, and I was like, oh my God, like we're from the same area code, like best friends automatically, you know what I mean? So just ask a lot of questions. Like everyone picks the same school for certain reasons, so you'll find those people that you have similarities with, you know? So any other lasting thoughts about orientation, or just general tips, like like for coming as an incoming freshman? I would say incoming freshman, like it's going to be really fun. Everyone has a really fun freshman year like experience. Like college is fun. It's great.
It's like the feeling you get when you first go to like Six Flags or
Yeah.
something like that. You know, it's just like, oh my God, I'm here. You know, and it's something you can't replace.
Yeah,
so.
no, I agree. So coming up after this short break, a performance from one of the musical groups here at SUNY Oneonta and some closing thoughts from some of our panelists. So stick around and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining us is our very own a cappella group, Hooked on Tonics. So welcome, Hooked on Tonics. I'm here with Michael to talk about the group. So Michael, give us some background about what you guys do on campus.
Hooked on Tonics is SUNY Oneonta's premier co-ed a cappella group. We do all kinds of a cappella arrangements. We do shows, fundraisers, all kinds of things over town and on campus especially.
For incoming freshmen, if they want to try out, is there an audition process or how does that work?
Every fall there's an audition process to replace the graduating members, and it's usually pretty competitive, but it's definitely a rewarding group to be in.
Okay, so what are you guys singing for us today?
We're singing Your Love by Outfield, and we're singing Under the Bridge by the Chili Peppers.
Okay, so good luck. Thank you, Hooked on Tonics.
1, 2, 3, 4. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come along and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Don't have many friends left to talk to now. Nowhere to run when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night to keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
Maybe I need some rehab, or maybe just need some sleep. I got a sick obsession, I'm seeing it in my dreams. I'm looking down every alley, I'm making those desperate calls. I'm staying up all night hoping with my head against the wall. What you got for this hard to find. I think about it all the time. I'm so strung out, my heart is fried. I just can't get you off my mind. Cause your love, your love, your love is my drug. Your love, your love, your love, your love. I said your love, your love, your love is my drug. Your love, your love, your love, your love, your love, your love.
As you're leaving, please would you close your door? And don't forget what I told ya. Just cause you're right doesn't mean another shoulder to cry upon. I just wanna use your love tonight. Ba, ba, ba. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
I don't care what people say. Questions worth the price I pay. I get so high when you're with me. The rational break you say you need.
Hey, so I got a question. You wanna put somebody in the face painting? Well, if you have been like an early drug, it's my love, your drug. How your drug? How your drug? Your love, your love, your love.
I like your beard.
Good job. You have your notes? No?
I'm ready.
Alrighty. Everyone got it? Yep. Ready? Can't listen, bro.
Ever wanna feel? Ever wanna? I
Feel like
ever wanna? Ever wanna feel? Ever wanna?
feel like sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend. The city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through her hills 'cause she knows who I am. At least I have heard of the city, she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. And I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Well, take me all the way. And I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Well, take me all the way. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe that there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love. The city, she loves me. And I'll never worry. Now that is a lie. And I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Well, take me all the way. And I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Well, take me all the way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh no, no, no.
now, now. Under the bridge downtown, it's where I drew some blood. Under the bridge downtown, I could not get enough. Under the bridge downtown, forgot about my love. Under the bridge downtown, I give my life away.
So we're at the end of our program. I like to leave with some closing thoughts from our panelists and any advice for students who are undecided about college here in the fall.
Just dive in. Dive into anything and everything. Say yes to, you know, all of the opportunities here.
Yeah, I agree. Just go into it open-minded. Like, you chose Oneonta for a reason, so did everyone else, and you will find people who can connect with you, and like you'll find your way even if you're nervous.
Definitely try a little bit of everything. Don't be afraid to try something new, try something different. Don't walk away from the entire experience saying, I wish I would have tried that. Because that's really the one thing that this is the one time of your life that you would ever get to do this. And so being able to try everything in the limited time that you have is just really awesome.
Right. I mean, most of us are about to graduate in a few weeks, and I think a big thing like leaving school is like, you know what, I think I tried everything I want to try, and that's like a very fulfilling feeling.
I would like to think maybe if you ever feel that you're brought down or anything like that, or you feel a little homesick or anything, don't let that take you down. Just pick yourself back up. You'll get back on that horse, and you'll come back. You'll come back, and everything will be all right.
Lauren, Todd,
you first.
I don't even know. You guys said basically what I was going to say. It's just don't be afraid to do too much, because then you can always scale back on what you do, and it's better to get overly involved and make all of those friends and those connections and say, you know, I can't do that right now, and come back to it at a later time, because that's how we wind up doing stuff like this and getting to know so many different people and just feeling at home.
What about you, Todd?
I'll probably go off of what Liz, Rich, and you said. Like, you know, just don't be afraid to be afraid. You know, if you're afraid, you know you're doing it right. You know, when you come to school, like that's the feeling you're supposed to have. If you don't, you know, that's fine too. That just means you're awesome.
Right.
But it's okay to be afraid and to, you know, try to find your way as you go, because you definitely will.
I agree. Well, we're out of time, but I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in and interacting with us. On behalf of our panel, I wish you the best of luck in your college decision, and I hope to see some of you here at Academic Exploration Day on April 11th. If you still have any questions, please let us know in the Facebook group or tweet us using the hashtag #MyOneontaLife. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a really good night.